All right, guys. Fuller coming to you with another video. Um, you know, may Allah forgive me for what I am going to do because the reason why I ask for forgiveness is because the reason why I ask for forgiveness is for the simple fact that I want to say that I'm going back to the Humanity Forum situation, and the thing is about that situation is um, the the one who is in charge of Nikagram, his name is Gabriel Romani. Um, he actually came out with something that was quite interesting. Actually, um, he actually I want to say released something about he released something about the group that Humanity Forum is a part of, or the little community, the little community in which he's a part of, or which he has. And the thing is about that community is that the very thing that they accuse him of, the very thing that they accuse Gabriel Romani of, they're in fact doing themselves, and they're doing it worse. Now, I'm not going to read any of the comments in that group. I'm not going to read anything like that. But you would think, right? You would think that this guy who claims to be, helping Muslim women, claims to be, basically, looking out for Muslim women, protecting Muslim women, and things like that. You would think that this guy who claims to be doing that, you would think that you would think that he would actually be presenting something, better to what he claims is a quote unquote escort service. But when I read the comments in that group, I was kind of like horrified. Even on my Telegram, I tried to look for the group just so I can try to like read those comments myself and try to verify those comments myself. And I'm going to give the the I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to Humanity, or to Gabriel Romani. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to him. But the things that I read in there were, I was just like, are you serious? You're claiming, you're basically claiming that you're trying to offer something better, um, and protection. But really, when I'm looking in that group, it seems like you're predatory as well, you know. And this makes me go to this will make me say one thing now, which I know. This is what will make me say something now that is loud and clear. Now that it's loud and clear, this is what's going to make me say something. Um, uh, the thing is that the thing is that what I notice about most feminists, and what I notice about most white knights, this is one thing I notice about like most white knights and most feminists, is that their intentions are not even for the betterment of Islam. Their intentions are for it to become worse. Okay? Their intentions is for basically men, okay, to, in essence, worship them, in essence, to be beneath them, in essence, to be rugs, rugs in which they can stomp on and blame for everything. This is what I notice. And the men who are, who play along with this, right? They don't call it out because of the simple fact that they hope that by orbiting around them, somehow they're going to have some kind of favor with them. And, this is just me speaking. If I were to make a group, right, on Telegram, if I were to have a Telegram group, it would be about facilitating Islamic knowledge. It wouldn't be about white women being fetishes or things like that. It wouldn't be about how a non-Muslim woman is lawful to have illicit sexual relationships with if since she's a non-Muslim. It wouldn't be about things like that. It would be about like knowledge and what I know in my curriculum. So if I were to make a group, it would be like about maybe fiqh al-Maliki, or it would be about maybe a book of Aqidah of al-Sanusi, or something like that. It wouldn't be about these kind of things that they were talking about in that group. So what I noticed too, this is another thing I noticed about these feminists. They haven't said a word about the one feminist Emirati woman who was on the Epstein files. They're mute. All of them are mute on this regards. They haven't said a thing. And you claim to be you claim that you want to stand up for women's rights and girls' rights. She was trying to bring I want to say she was trying to bring disabled women to disabled girls, not even women, disabled girls to Epstein. And you claim to care about women's rights or female rights, and you haven't said a word about this thing? Like, it really, I hate to say this, and may Allah forgive me, because I am by no means a red pill guy or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I'm reading something about a tafsir, basically, and I love learning about Islamic history. Actually, it was it's very interesting that actually the first woman to come to Medina was one of the Prophet's wives, Salma. May Allah be pleased with her. She was the first one to migrate to Medina. That's just a random note, basically. But, the thing is that even, for example, you see it in hold on, just give me a minute. No, I'm just sorry that I'm having a little bit of silence. But what I'm saying is that, you know, the only thing I can get from that group, from what I saw, because I just got done watching the video, is that they are not trying to push towards Orthodox Islam. It's that they're trying to push towards liberalism. That's what I got from that group. Okay. Um, I haven't seen I've looked on the Telegram, but I can't find the group on there because I just want to look at it myself, and see what's going on in there. Uh, but yeah, bro, this is nasty work. That's what I will say. This is nasty work. I mean, and this is a test to me too, because what happens is, and I'm guilty of this, and I need to stop this, is if I make a point on Instagram, or comment under someone, there 9 times out of 10, I hate to say it, 9 times out of 10, there will be a feminist who will comment back. 9 times out of 10. I try my best to base my comments from the Kitab, the Sunnah, and the Ijma of the scholars. This is what I try to do. You know what I mean? But it's very difficult when you're when you're dealing with these feminists. I try my best to do it, but the thing is that this is just signs of things that are to come, and I am just going to say this to these Western Muslims, basically, is that I'm gonna quote this last hadith, and then I'm gonna quote this last hadith and just leave it at that, because at this point I give up. At this point I give up. So I'm gonna just quote this last hadith and just go from there. So in this last hadith, okay, so this hadith, um, basically, so it's about manners. And so it's like, it says, Hadathana Ahmed ibn Yunus, Hadathana Zuhair, Hadathana Mansur, an Rabiya ibn Hirashi, Hadathana Abu Masud, Qala Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, Inna mimma adraka nasu min kalami nabuwati ula ida lam tashtahid fanan mashita. And so what it means is that the Prophet said, one of the sayings of the early prophets, which the people have got, is, if you don't feel ashamed from haya, pious, or shyness, from committing religious indiscretions, then do what you like. So this is what I'm going to say to all the feminists. This is what I'm going to say to all the misandrists. This is what I'm going to say to all the white knights. This is what I'm going to say to all the people on Ummanity Forum. This is what I'm going to say to all the liberal Muslims. If you guys don't have any shame, do what you want, okay? Just do what the hell you want, okay? But don't blame people who are trying to do the right thing for your transgressions. And I'm just going to leave it at that. But anyhow, Foolish signing out. Njah Rahman.